Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a woman that is currently staying here in Zim. I think my life got messed up and I was so desperate. This was after I had left my country and then I went to South Africa. Unfortunately, when I arrived in South Africa one day when we were going to work, that was when we were stopped by the police, and then I got arrested and I was deported since I did not have proper papers. And I returned back home and I was so desperate, and I ended up being used by people that belong to the satanic kingdom, and I also now belong to the same satanic kingdom. I was initiated. This was in the year 2015 when my life got so messed up financially. We were really desperate and we did not know how to get out of the situation that we were in. And my mother, she was the one that used to give me a lot of sleepless nights because life was very terrible. When I saw that I was unable to get a job in my country, I then communicated with this other friend of mine who told me that she was working at a restaurant in South Africa. My parents, they even borrowed money. They gave me the last money that they had. This was like the only hope for me to reach South Africa. When I get to my final destination, when I get a job, then I would send them the money so that they can repay the people that we were owing. But unfortunately, God then decided that I was going to get deported, and I returned back home with nothing, and my parents were still owing a lot of people. And when I returned back home, that was when there was something that was bad that really happened. Tragedy struck because my father passed away in an accident along Bulawayo Road. It was so terrible. This accident happened when we were broke, when we did not have any money at all. It was the most painful thing that had ever happened to us as a family. The people in the community, they were the ones that assisted us since we did not have money, and the people from church were the ones that bought a coffin for my father. We were just broke and my father was buried like that. My name, you can call me Tariro, and I was born and raised. This was in Mufakos in Harare. I have never told anyone this story. I really do not know why. When I had one of the confessions and I started following the channel, that was when I started to feel as if I was hearing a voice that was telling me to come to you to tell you the way that I got initiated into the satanic kingdom. So I was born and I was raised in Mufakos in Harare. I have not told anyone, even my closest friends or my pastor, what I am about to confess to you. It is something that I have done. I have destroyed too many marriages. I have broken a lot of them. And I am being used as a weapon in the satanic kingdom. Like I told you, it was in the year 2015. I was only 23 years old. I am the eldest in a family of 4 after the passing away of my father, and I was desperate. I tried to sell airtime. I tried anything. Then there was this other day after I had gotten a job, and we were just drowning in poverty at that time. When I was walking back home from work, there was this other beautiful woman. She had a beautiful red car, and she stopped me, Brother Nashi. She stopped me along Rotten Row. That was when she said to me that she wanted to speak with me. She asked me where I was going and where I was headed to. I told her that I wanted to go and catch a taxi, and she said that if I wanted a job, she wanted to offer me a job where I will end up having my own place to stay as well as having a car. And with the way that I was poor, I did not even believe it. I said, what if you are a ritualist? Maybe you want to take my life away. And she laughed and she said, no. She told me that her name was My Nancy, and she had this other friend of hers who had a lodge in Grindal. And she said, if you want, I can go with you so that we can check out the place. And if you want, and if my friend wants you to work for her, you can start working tomorrow. So then we went to Greendale, and when we arrived there, that was when I saw that it was a beautiful lodge, and I spoke with the woman that I was going to work for. So she told me that if I wanted, I could start that very same day. I then returned back home and I told my mom, and my mom was happy, and she said, do you want to pack your clothes like now? And I said yes, because I thought that this opportunity was going to pass me by. I then returned back to that lodge, and then I was given a spare bedroom, which I was going to use as my sleeping quarters. But I was told that on that night, I was going to sleep in this other room. When I entered into that room, there was this other big, weird mirror in that room, in the corner, that was covered with a red cloth. That is where it all began. When I went to bed, I felt so nervous. And those girls that I found that were working there, it was 2 of them. They brought food for me. And when they gave me a plate of food so that I can eat, I had a vision. It was a short vision. I saw snails and mushrooms instead of the normal food that they had given to me. Even the wine that they would give to me, there was something about it. Then I started to have dreams. I remember waking up and I saw that there was this other woman that would come to me. The woman would be sitting on a throne, and this throne, it was on top of this other weird creature that was as big as an elephant, but it had the head of a lion. I saw that on the forehead of that lion, there were words that were written there, and it was written, Queen of the Waters. I kept on having these dreams, so I thought that maybe there was someone in the family who wanted me to stop working at that lodge, and I was scared to tell even my mom. So I just said, let me keep quiet. These are the demons of poverty that want me to feel scared and to walk away and to never have such an opportunity ever again in my life. But these dreams, they kept on getting weirder and weirder until one day I spoke with the other girl and I told her that this was what was happening to me. To my surprise, she understood everything. She quickly called her friend, and her friend also knew what kind of dreams I was having. They took me to the spare bedroom where I was sleeping, and then they said to me, you know what, if we reveal to you the things that are in this mirror, know that your life is going to change. Do you agree? So I wanted to know what was going on with me. So I agreed and I said, it is fine. Then they removed that red cloth that had been covering that mirror. To my surprise, that was when I saw that there was this other big spider that was inside there. And then that was when I was told that I had to be initiated. I was then taken to this other property, a very beautiful house. To my surprise, when we arrived there, I then saw that the woman that used to visit me in my dreams, she was there. She was waiting for me. That woman that I would see that will be sitting on a throne that was placed on top of this other big creature that was written on its forehead, Queen of the Waters. She was the one that we had went to visit, and she wanted to initiate me. We were all kneeling down. There were women that were there that were very rich, and they were all kneeling down in front of that woman. We were in the living room. Then I was told that I was never supposed to make any eye contact with that woman, no matter what. So I kept looking down. That woman then came to me and she opened up her ring. This was after I had been given blood to drink in a bowl. So this blood, I had been told that it was human blood, so I wanted to vomit whenever I would be drinking. She then came and she opened up a section on her ring, and there was a creature that came out, and it came and it entered into my body, and then I started to crave for more blood. I drank 2 bowls that were full of blood, and when I asked for more, then they said if I kept on drinking human blood, it was going to make me sick. So this blood, they would get it through this other doctor who is also an agent was the one that would supply the blood to the satanic club that I had been initiated into. Within 6 months, I had money, real money. I was given a car and a business that I started with the money that I was given. I was then told that even though I had made money already, but I was not supposed to move to places where I wanted to go and stay. I then got a flat in Avenues where I stay. I work as a prostitute. It's not like I am doing this prostitution business because I want money. No, I already have money. I am a prostitute because that is the mission that was given to me after being initiated into Satanism, to sleep with as many men as I can. I have slept with pastors. I have slept with men that have businesses, and by the time that I am finished with them, they would have gone broke. So this is my own confession that I have brought to you. Please post my story. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to us by one of our sister, a new subscriber right there. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Let us try to talk with her in the comment section.